right, welcome back to the next episode of Under the Arch podcast. It feels so good to be back in the building. We've got myself, Clive, joined by
Emmanuel.
Elijah, you gonna speak here?
Eli.
My name's not coming out.
Uncle Daniel, aka Savage. Well,
aka Hollywood Dan, still.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take that still.
Hollywood.
The shades indoors is something else, bro.
Fam, it's just the lights, you know.
Yeah.
It's the lights, you know. What lights?
Right.
Alright, but we also got Elijah over here.
Yeah, Eli, we here.
Nah, Mr. Conjira, bruv.
Mr.
Mr.
Konjira,
Konjira.
but let me not, you know.
Peep the salmon. I'm just saying, it's salmon.
Hey, nah, he's pink, bruv.
It's salmon.
Bruv, just because you think you're bougie now, yeah,
Bruv,
you don't get to say
bruv,
salmon.
bruv.
You say pink. That's what I see in the dictionary, fam. That's what I see in the
Dictionary. Type in pink, you see Jas right there.
You look like you belong in Heathrow Immigration, bro. Leave that.
In customs.
Hey, man. I can't, that's true.
Alright, but no. Obviously, it's Jas over here.
Craig, a.k.a. Young Marv.
Yes,
Ish.
mate.
Come on, man.
Yeah, we're going to learn the story about that one day, but not today.
One day.
Not today, it's today. All right, so today we're talking about branding. It's very important stuff for us and what we do. Obviously, Konjira and what they're doing and the amazing work. So, and obviously with that great salmon pink shirt.
Salmon.
It's pink.
Salmon pink jumper, like.
Bruv, if they sent you on a certain rally, you'd be pink.
But I mean...
regard salmon or pink, it's clean. That's the whole point.
That's all that matters. But just embrace it for what it is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like blonde. I mean, you know, it's all the same. Anyway, so like, salmon. I mean, obviously for branding, like we've all grown up. I mean, a lot of people here are wearing Nikes.
Yep.
Like, there's just Nikes everywhere.
No
A
black
couple
Air
of
Forces.
exceptions.
Like
I mean, I'm wearing Fila, so I can't really say much. I'm kind of like off this wave.
Is it? You're standing out then. Everyone's Nike here.
Yeah, bro.
Well, am I going to be different today, man?
I'm wearing Clarks, so you know, repping it.
Professional.
And
over
on
here,
that
man.
note, carry on, please.
But obviously, a lot of people don't understand what branding is. So like, who wants to kind of touch on like what would you say is branding?
I think Elijah. You should get into that.
Oh,
Mr.
Konjira
Trading
himself,
brand,
yeah.
fam.
Yeah.
You got me and Jas wearing Konjira.
Yeah, man.
One's camo, one's whatever.
Salmon. Salmon. Oh,
Salmon stroke pink.
salmon stroke pink. There you go. My
Yeah,
God,
it changes color, you know.
Yeah.
Branding. You know what? That's a good question. I think most people don't even know the true definition of branding because when I'm seeing it on social media and how people move and stuff, like I said before when I last saw you guys, I think people like to put themselves as a brand and they don't like to separate the two, and that's where it becomes messy because you have to be liable fully for what you're doing in terms of like how you represent the brand, if it is a brand basically. But I think a brand should be almost a separate entity in a sense that is your creation or your kind of like a trademark in a sense.
Yeah,
That's like you got your DNA on it, but it shouldn't be you because a lot of people are using themselves thinking that they're the brand, but no. Like me, I'm not Konjira. Like I don't want to have my account which is Elijah and then have the same thing going on there. I have Konjira separately on my Instagram, so it's like how you handle it. But yeah, I mean it's subjective. I don't know how people.
Well, I mean, like, you can be the brand, but then you have to be responsible for your actions. A lot of people don't want to be responsible for their actions when they're the brand. They just want to be like, oh, I'm the brand. But if I do this, it's only my opinion. This doesn't affect everyone. But if you're going to be the brand for yourself, you have to be responsible for it. Like, you're an A&R, innit? So, like, how do you see it?
Yeah, I was just learning about this the other day. Like, a lot of artists have brands, and each of us have brands. We don't even know it. Like, our profiles on Instagram is our brand, what we come off and look like. And a lot of artists, like, you associate with a characteristic, like someone like Drake or someone like that. You associate with some certain type of emotion or what kind of personality is, and that's all put out. Like, that's all planned and marketed well. So that's his brand, you know what I mean?
That's a good example. Drake's a good example of like he is a brand, a name brand.
So that's what they do in the marketing meetings. This is your brand. This is how we're going to push you out.
Your image.
You're going to post this funny thing on Snapchat today. Like, there's people that are controlling that as well. So it's not always just the artist just posting it out. Some artists are really like got a really good brand, like Adele. Like, she doesn't really control her social media, but they know what to do with her. So it's like that sort of stuff. Your brand can be yourself. But like for you, you've got your own brand as an individual, like Konjira. So I know what you're talking about.
I think there's like two ways people do it. Usually you are either popping and then you branch off from your poppingness or your buzz and you make a brand off that, or you start from the ground like me and no one knows me pretty much on like internet and I'm trying to like build up myself and Konjira at the same time, but separately. So I think there's two ways of going about it.
Definitely.
How you say no one knows you, Mister? You didn't get nominated for an award last year.
That's true. Recognize.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean, Mister? No one knows you.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's right.
Can't be
Your face
humble
is
up
on
here,
camera.
man. You can't be humble up here.
I
man.
covered my eyes, fam.
Yeah.
My goddamn
You
nuts.
got to flex, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You got to flex, man. You got to flex, bro.
Banging on my chest now.
Yeah, you're
It's all
definitely
good.
making moves out here, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Daniel.
We got young Marv. He's also well known in it'll get him more well known in the space.
There you go.
But you know the way I look at it is though, it's always onwards and upwards. You can't go back. You can only
No,
go up.
no.
So really, unless you fuck up your career or you do something.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, you've done it now.
You can't like. Anyways.
Nah, we're good. It's fine.
But yeah, unless you do self-damage your career, you can't really go downwards. You can only progress. You can't regress. So I look at it that way. I'm looking at myself right now, a couple, 100, whatever followers. Hopefully soon to get 1,000. Then from there,
1K is the big one, man.
Yeah, man.
yeah. And we're all on there. I mean, it's not out of reach. But I think that's how I
How
look
many
at it.
followers you got?
Not that many.
All right,
I've
cool.
got like 300.
First to 1K should get a
97.
prize, though, still.
Oh, but
Between
you
all of
have like
us.
a head
Between all
start.
of us.
You're on like 700,
Nah,
though, right?
he's going to win.
What, between all of us?
No. I mean, no. Craig's won. But
Still, yeah.
the rest of us.
How many followers have you got, Craig?
1,000 something.
Gas,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Look at the humble delivery.
No,
1,000.
but the thing is, I started Instagram when it first came out.
So you're the early birds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He built his following.
But the thing, I follow a lot of people.
You have your following ratio is mad.
I know.
I got to stop following people and unfollowing. I'm joking.
Nah, but
Cut that out, please.
We don't do follow on follow. That's a rumor.
But the reason why I follow a lot of people because a lot of people like inspire me as well. So I was watching their stuff
Yeah,
and
you
they
use
get
Instagram in a way that most people don't use it nowadays. It's like you don't just use it for business, you use it for the pleasure as well. Like I've clocked with your Instagram, like you've got bare people, which a lot of people don't do because they don't want to have the following ratio go a bit out of whack. But yeah, man, you enjoy yourself.
And the thing is, I look for artists, like up and coming talent as well. Like for EightSeven, look for people who we could bring onto the platform. Like Savage Dan to come in a couple of weeks. I spoke to him the other day.
No.
And we asked him.
That was such a casual little
Plug, little plug.
Little plug that.
Come on, man.
You gotta keep that one secret, big man.
Something light.
Well, okay.
I think the numbers is good, like what you can have, but sometimes you've got the right people following you, it's good as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's
Because
quality.
like someone
Quality,
like quite
quality for sure,
influential,
yeah.
powerful or something.
Most definitely.
I hear that, man. So like, I guess I'll go to Craig, innit? I go back to Craig again, innit? Like, so how do you feel? Because you've worked on some major stuff like a while ago. You were helping out with Made in Chelsea at one point.
Yeah.
So like, you saw a lot of people who were coming on to build their brand.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like people should deal with it now compared to back? Because Made in Chelsea started what?
2014, I did
Yeah.
that.
So
Damn, was it that long ago?
fam, it's been a minute still.
It's a long time.
Sorry,
But it basically it's up to you. You have to put a lot of groundwork in as well. And you have to like follow people, talk to them, interact. Interact is the most important thing.
Yeah, 100%.
If you interact with people, and you like this, and socializing is important as well.
Yeah.
Like going to events as well, meeting new people, talking, just trying to get yourself out there as well. Build your brand.
That's right.
And it's always good to like communicate. Just be yourself.
Kind of like how you came to the pop-up that we did.
Yeah.
You met Mr. Prince, you got the opportunity rolling.
I met
That was
Ellis
great.
as well, talented Ellis,
Ellis
as
as
well.
well.
Shout out Ellis.
Shout out to Ellis, yeah.
He's doing some big
Ellis.
things, man.
I'm saying.
I got to meet Amani as well for his movie, for
Yeah,
his premiere. So
right,
shout out
yeah,
Amani
shout
and the
out
whole,
Amani as well.
and Jodie Wade as well. All the people in that movie.
Yeah,
Shout out
Amani
them
and
out.
Jovian, yeah, when you guys are ready, yeah, just come through.
Pull up.
Yeah,
No pressure. We're waiting.
Shout out to them guys.
shout out
Most
to everyone,
definitely.
man.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing as well, you have to be inspiring people as well. Your Instagram as well, inspire people to be better. Don't use negativity on your social media. 'Cause a lot of people use social media for negativity, and it's not the right way. You have to be positive and do the right things with your social media to build your brand. It's not going to be easy because there's going to be some days when you feel like I can't be bothered to do this anymore. But you have to be motivated. That's why it's good to look at other people's pages and get motivated and inspired. That's what I do. I look at other people's pages and I get inspired by them. I don't get jealous or anything like that. I get inspired. That's the most important thing, be inspired.
But then how do you deal with people who like sell fake dreams?
So what?
Sell fake dreams.
Well, some people like to fake it to make it, but it's not about that. If you be honest and be real, people will respect you and they'll see your stuff and they will
But isn't there a mental
understand.
health issue now as a result of this selling fake dreams?
We're going to talk about that, okay.
Well, might as well, innit? Because like we're saying, sell like be positive, but some you gotta be real as well.
Yeah.
So like, how this is to anyone like Mr. A&R. We got the guy who does all our branding, Clive.
Ish.
Like, how would you say like how would you balance between being real and then being positive and inspirational.
But the thing is, people will see through your fakeness anyway.
Facts.
People will see through it. If you're a real person, people will know you're a real person. If you're a fake person, people can see straight through it. People don't.
All the time.
Hold on. People are not stupid.
Yeah.
That's
People
true.
are not stupid. People know what's real and what's not real.
I think on Instagram as well, people show the best of their lives. It's never.
It's always the
It's
highlights.
not.
It's
It's
always
not.
the
It's not
highlights.
so much the worst time.
It's all about a journey,
Yeah.
not a race. It's a journey, not a race.
So you got to like just realize that it is real life. But I mean, there's some people that probably watching it and thinking down about themselves that they can't do what they're doing, which is you shouldn't do. But I mean, it does happen. So, but you got to remember that it's not their life is not like that constantly. Do you know what I mean? But you should use it as inspiration. But
Absolutely,
if not,
yeah.
then don't follow.
I hear that, man.
We all have ups and downs in life, so obviously people show what they want to show, but it's up to them what you want to show. But as long as you show something that's positive, or what makes you feel happy, what you know it can help other people, that's the best way possible, I would say.
Yeah, cool.
I wouldn't even say positive. I think just be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's why I like when people post and they give you like a behind the scenes of what they're doing. Like for example, Gary Vee, who's like most people's like go-to inspirational.
amazing, man.
Like everyone's a like second uncle, dad, depending on how you want to fit it.
that's accurate.
Like what he shows you in the day is his typical day. So like you can't look at what he's doing and think, oh well, it's all fake. Because he takes you through a day and you watch his videos, you can look at the time, look
shows
at
you
the
the
light, and
process,
you know the time's going. You can see what he does. So you just need to be authentic with it. And if not every day is going to be great. Like we know people that have followed us and they kind of disappear for a while and they reappear and then they post cryptic stuff and it's like, you know, you're trying to. I feel like for those individuals, they're trying to sell the image too much, and they are going through stuff and it's good too. But this whole when I'm up, I'm here. When I'm down, I'm not. I'll do a post when I'm back on the come up. It's just leave this stop hiding and be real with it.
Adding to what you said, Clive, someone did actually, I think Mo brought it up on that post. He was saying like, it's almost where Instagram changed. I don't know what time it was, 2014?
Yeah.
But it became more like commercial.
Same as
and
YouTube. YouTube changed at the exact same time.
It moved from being a personal thing to being a more like...
It's when
Oriented,
Facebook swapped. Facebook and Google at that very point changed their model to allow
marketing,
more businesses.
Yeah.
And that's when it all changed.
And everyone wants to be a personal blog or personal business or a brand, whatever. And it's like, no, like, I know you, like, you live down the road from me. You don't do no branding. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not throwing shots. I'm just saying, like,
man, let your gun fly, man.
Yeah, man.
Let it fly, man. We hear you.
yeah, but it's like, ever since that shift, I feel like now it's been so saturated. People are now forced to, like, try and sell stuff to the average follower that they have.
Right.
And you don't always have to be selling things. You can sometimes just be you, like you said. But it's so hard not to do that and be genuine because the environment is literally everyone's trying to sell you this. Everyone's trying to influence. Everyone's trying to do this.
Right.
Influencer is like the worst word. I hate that.
Influence. Everyone's an
It's just
influencer.
bad,
You
man.
ain't
When I hear it, I just
influencing
wanna, like-
nothing, fam. Relax.
Yeah.
Please.
So it's the worst hashtag you can ever use because no one ever searches for it.
Influence your grades, please.
Trust me.
Study.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's it really for Brandon though. I mean,
I hear you on that, but like, okay, so if we're on our race to 1K, since we are now officially on a race to 1K,
Race to 1K,
you've been pulled into this.
he's gonna win.
And you know what? It's either him,
Mr. Media Man.
Elijah.
Yep.
I'm giving Clive. You're cheeky. You can always get flows when you want.
Yeah.
So like, you got a shot in this. Craig, you've won. So Craig can vote.
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. I'm too far behind to even join the race.
What do you mean?
I know
I'm
what
on
I'm gonna
295, bro.
do to make myself win. But carry on.
That's what I mean. Clive can win this. Like, I have faith in Clive.
Look at this guy, fam.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just here.
Feeling a low little tension going.
Nah, there's no tension.
Oh, okay.
All the pictures I've been sitting on for the past.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. The dude could win. That's how
Oh, still okay.
Everyone's
okay.
deadly.
You
Everyone's
got bullets.
dangerous.
There's
Oh,
no
you got
tension.
bullets stored. Okay.
There's no
Okay,
tension,
okay.
fam.
I see you. I see you. Damn.
Damn,
He's Jazz on.
Wait.
He's Jazz on Morgan.
No. Not those pictures. No. My holiday pictures and stuff.
That's what I
Okay.
mean.
What to say?
That's
What
what
to
I
say?
mean.
No, it's not like that. No.
I need to go through your gallery real quick, fam.
I said gallery.
Delete a whole bunch of stuff, including me. Still.
No. Keep Jazz in there, fam.
No.
His moments like salmon or pink today needs to be remembered.
I can't do that still.
Uncle,
Mr.
relax,
Simon.
fam. Uncle, relax. Uncle, dad, relax, fam.
You know what I mean? Hey,
I left the backup in Israel. I can't do that still.
Oh man.
So race to 1K. What's the prize? A
Right.
follow.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what it is. It should be food related, since we all love food.
Nando's.
Nah, not big enough.
Sounds expensive.
I think the
pay for
winner
everyone?
should have everyone take them out for individual meals
Okay, so
Fair.
for free.
This is the point where I pull out this competition. I ain't paying for nothing.
Guys, no, you just work hard to win.
I'm at 295. I ain't winning nothing, bro.
Bruv,
It's too far away.
You make music. It's a shortcut.
It's too far, mate. It's too far away.
What numbers
I
are you
don't
on?
know. That's a good point. You have a good point there.
That's what I'm telling you. You just drop hip hop and it has a hashtag. Bang, follow us.
hip hop bringing hip hop back
Hip hop pops.
from the UK.
It still follows you.
What? Guys, give me some weird look.
No, I'm just thinking about how fast I can get there. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's
Strategizing, you
like-
know.
I am,
Do you
you
know
know.
what I mean?
House of
taking
Cards
this-
right here.
What
Taking
numbers
this
is
very
everyone on?
seriously.
What
If I
numbers?
block his account,
I'm on 750.
So you're ahead of me.
you're
I'm
gonna
on
get- yeah, you're gonna
503.
Yeah, but the thing is, it took me a while to go overtake you there. And you haven't posted much.
I know.
Yeah, you were like...
It's not funny.
That's what I mean. That's what I said he's got a shot.
do you see little spikes in your following? Like when you do something like an event, does that go up or does it like?
Whenever I post a travel pic, I get like 30 followers.
Okay.
And then the minute you post the next one,
Traveling hashtags are always.
and then when you drop the next one,
everyone's gonna look at those.
it's like half of them go,
Oh, I'm winning this.
yeah, that's something you've won.
I've won. I've won this.
look at the time already. I won my
Yeah, he's
I
won.
won this.
He's won. That's what I mean, he's won. Right, and I
need
think
to hop on a plane real soon, fam.
I think Craig should be the guy we watch. Craig should be watching all of our Instagrams. As the only guy over 1K, he can actually tell us how to make it.
Are we talking about personal or any account? Because I got the Konjira account. I got my account.
We're on 8-7 people
still.
artists, to be honest.
Okay, true. So any account.
Fam.
Which
But
okay.
if 8-7 wins, then you owe us a lot of meals, isn't it?
Oh, man.
What if I get on 2 accounts 1,000 then? I get 2 mils
then I'm going broke, innit?
Buckle up. Stop saving on vouchers.
Vouchers, you know.
I'm just gonna say put savings aside, innit?
Wait, how many followers has Konjira got?
I think it's just 730.
Oh, we're
That's not
close.
bad, that's
Hey,
not
big
bad.
man, still.
That's good. That means it's growth. Hopefully, give it. I'll say to you, give yourself 6 months. Just give yourself every month. Just
Yeah.
keep on.
Well, we're doing Comic Con soon, you know, no plug, but
Oh, he's won. All right, you know what? My Elijah Day, congratulations.
Wait. When's Comic Con?
May 24th to 26th.
Okay, that's my challenge. Cool. So,
Ooh, that's the day,
Challenge.
I'm
innit?
pulling
May,
up.
May 25th.
I'm pulling up for that still.
May
Okay, I
25th.
appreciate
we decided.
You guys can come through.
Oh, I'm coming through.
Where is
It's
it?
in XL, you know the Docklands.
Yeah, I know
Victoria
Docklands,
Dock.
yeah.
Yeah, XL Centre.
Isn't
Was
that
it-
bank
it was
holiday weekend?
MCM Comic Con or something.
That's bank holiday weekend, no?
Might be actually, yeah.
I'm down.
May 24th to 26th. That's a Friday.
It sounds
fine.
like it's bank
That's
holiday
fine.
because that's the last weekend in May, so it's gonna be bank holiday
Probably
weekend.
then, yeah, it's last.
I'm coming through, man.
Yeah. So we're gonna be catch a vibe. We're gonna display some, new merch, old
Nice,
stuff like
Dave.
here. Have more sizes, hopefully.
Okay, thank you, man.
Have,
Are you gonna
stickers,
start? Are you gonna
posters.
start doing bottoms as well?
We want to, but it's like
It's a tough
where
one, I
to
know.
start. Like a tracksuit, I guess maybe. That'd be
Tracksuit's always a smart.
You know what you should look at? Look at like Trapstar and look at Benja. They're
Yeah.
2 brands I follow as well.
that athletic line, that
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Is
Look at their stuff. Their styles, their branding is very good. So look at their stuff as well. And
Benja especially.
get inspired by it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thanks, man. I
you
will
said the
think
right
about
thing there. Inspired. You
think
know,
the
we
next
don't
thing-
steal each other's ideas.
No, but just get inspired. Yes.
It's inspired. It's good.
All right, so Emmanuel, as you work with a lot of musicians and artists, like, what do you feel? One, you already mentioned Drake and Adele being that two brands, but like, what do you see?
Weird duo.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Drake featuring.
but watch how they make a tune like
That
serious.
sound down.
Yeah.
Word.
But like, who? So when you're looking at a musician, you're speaking to musicians. Like,
Yeah.
what's the advice you tell them when it comes to their branding?
So what I've been told by like my boss at Believe / TuneCore, he says that whenever they look for an artist, and even this guy called Ewan Grant, that is he's like the senior of Relentless under Sony. He says what we want to see is when we see an artist like Instagram, yeah, we want to see some sort of profile. We want to see like a portfolio. We want to see. Doesn't have to be that many followers, but we want to see that you've got pictures. We want to see that you've got SoundCloud links, or even maybe a Spotify or an Apple Music. But we want to see some sort of branding that you've done yourself.
Kind of like a pedigree.
Yeah. So they've got something to roll on. We can't just make everything from scratch. You know what I mean? So they want to see something like you've built up a name and a style and a brand for yourself. That's
That you're right as well.
Yeah.
Like you're the right pick.
yeah. They want to see that you've got identity.
Would you say that's kind of a? Sorry, I was
No,
gonna say.
jump in, man,
Would you,
jump in.
would you say that's kind of like a double-edged sword? Because that could be bad. Because Instagram, like we said,
Yeah.
is like a false narrative kind of.
Fam,
People
some
put
of
the
those
be-
people that follow you, fam, like it's false accounts, man.
Bots.
The bots.
Word.
But yeah,
Saying this.
yeah, I think it. So you're saying like it
They
doesn't-
remember my followers.
Do you guys check for...
Shout out the bots. Listen, I'm not hating on bots. Do your thing. Keep following
Nah,
me.
nah, mate,
Bots are keeping me afloat,
YouTube did a massive like cleanse of like false
Oh,
subscribers.
is that what Instagram was bugging 2 days ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they've been doing cleanses recently. Someone lost like 80,000 subscribers. Bro.
I know someone who went from 1 million down to... Yeah, she was on 1 million subscribers
fast.
down to 100,000.
Wait, repeat.
Someone
Guy.
went down from 1 million
sorry.
subscribers to 100,000.
Wait,
They can't get it.
Milton,
It was a glitch. They can't get it back.
Oh, so,
You can't get back. You can't
get
refund me my...
No, it's a glitch.
bruh,
It's a glitch.
Imagine going from having a plaque, like,
you get me?
like, because they're different sizes as well. You got the small plaque and the big plaque. So the big plaque was coming to your house, and it got stopped.
They were like, nah, there's an error. fam.
immigration.
And they gave you the small plaque instead. Went, you know what? I'm sorry. Here you go.
Oh,
Starts
mate.
again.
That's peak, man.
But yeah, we were saying with the artists and stuff like,
Yeah.
so, because you're going to ask a very good question about like the brand and how it's a double-edged sword and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you guys check for engagement more than a portfolio?
Good question.
Because engagement is always the key. For like,
So at somewhere like Believe, which is where I do my A&R focus groups more often, they'll look at not as much as numbers and engagement. It's just like the profile. Like you've got some sort of identity. Say you've got like a professional camera, or it doesn't even have to be professional. You did it with your iPhone, and you've got like 5 pictures of yourself, and you've got some sort of style or direction. It doesn't need to be the most followers. In fact, like he said that we want to look for less followers because it's more independent. So we've got more something to grow, and it's a bigger find, and less labels will be like trying to bid after you. But someone like Sony, they look a lot at engagement, like numbers a lot. Not always, because someone went to the Sony A&R meeting, and someone played a tune, and they said, "Oh, I like that. Bring it in," because it depends who it is. Because anyone that can like it can just say, "I'll bring it in." It doesn't always have to be a set way. But I think it's always good to have some sort of profile. Like, it doesn't make it. It could be genuine. Like some people's like Tyler the Creator, sometimes, or people like that.
Yeah.
It's very themselves and just having fun. It doesn't have to. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like made up. Like
But wouldn't engagement be the thing that like labels would look for? Because I feel like, especially in today's like social media era, there's a lot of people who would like a big following, but then you find that their engagement is poor
that's true.
because a lot of their followers are fake.
That's true. That's
their
true.
posts
Yeah.
just ain't interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, that's so true because there's some people that have like 1 million followers, but they can't sell out like small venues because
saying,
they're not genuine, they're not real, they're not real fans, they're not core fans. Yeah.
Elijah, we had a pre
It's a bit
podcast
chilly in here.
discussion.
It's a bit windy, you know what I mean? I got some...
Emmanuel said
No, I
nothing.
hear you. though, I
Yeah,
hear you,
yeah. So for engagement, you're
watching
right.
you, big man.
It has to be good engagement. Like you have to have proper research and
Well, I mean, that's the difference. I mean, someone who comes up a lot when it comes to the whole thing of like social media and like what's real and what's not is an artist like Russ.
Yeah, okay.
Not gun lean Russ. I don't even know where he's from. Italian Russ. Yeah, him.
Oh, him.
He's like
from New Jersey.
Yeah. He's
shout out.
like his following is legit. Like he can sell out
Yeah,
stadiums.
yeah.
But then there are people with more followers than him who
yeah,
can't
yeah.
sell out like a bar, and it's like
trust. Yeah,
it's low-key true though. I mean,
I think that's core family.
Yeah, core,
Exactly.
core and casual fans.
Yeah.
The casual fans just listen to it and
exactly.
like I think that's like J. Cole. He's got a lot of real fans. He's got a lot of real fans.
they'll
People
fight
will
him.
pull up
he-
for him. Yeah.
yeah.
They will fight you. They will fight you.
So like they ride for him. They'll go to his concerts.
Yeah.
But you got people that got huge amounts, but they haven't got real fans. They just heard their song on the radio and
Exactly.
decided to give you a follow. I'm not actually gonna buy your music or come to your tour. So
But to that point, that's what I meant when I said, wouldn't it be more important for a label to be like, okay, this person has legit engagement, so I want to go after him rather than someone who just has numbers, because what's really numbers?
Like
you know what I mean?
some labels are different, so I don't think most majors might go under like more and
'Cause
get
they want-
like higher numbers. But
Return
there's
on investment, yeah.
there's other like labels that will take a chance on people that have lower followers, and in terms of looking for people with real fans, you can actually have, if you think about it, you can have 1,000 fans and have a good career because 1,000 fans, let's say they all spend about £10, or let's say over the year they spend £100 on you. That's a good living. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like 1,000 fan theory. Some came up with it. You can have 1,000 fans and still do well. So it's not all about just the numbers all the time. Like, so yeah, it depends.
Would you say that's more into the label itself? Because some labels, they'll have to like compromise themselves, and a lot of them I mean,
A lot of labels don't have integrity to begin with.
Yeah.
A lot, like, not in terms of like no integrity, but they'll be like, they're not gonna say we only want this sort of artist anyway. A lot of them are gonna be like picking and choosing.
you can tell the ones that are bait.
They are lacking integrity though. Like, I'm
Not all of
I'm not gonna say names, but we know the ones where it's like a lot of the times like
They're looking for a hit.
they're looking for
it's
a
fine,
they're looking
yeah,
for
At
a
the end of the
hit.
day, you want to get hit. So you're
Absolutely,
gonna find,
yeah.
oh,
So, like-
the algorithm. This guy's got 2 million
Exactly.
followers. I'm gonna think.
Well, we clocked up from the Instagram meme guys who were getting signed last year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of I'll talk about like Relentless. I won't get in trouble for this, but they signed, the Baby Shark, that Shark,
Baby Shark,
yeah. But they said they did that. They made so much money from it. That kid song that
I can
everyone's
imagine
playing.
they did,
But they did it because now if they sign a developing artist, they've got the money to
Yeah.
use that to help them
As
get
a
up.
startup,
So you have
wow.
sometimes you have to do like
Marketing,
corny things.
it's about
You have to do
marketing,
corny things to get the money, so you can use it on
Corny things will sell the most.
Oh, yeah.
Like Big Shaq, what's it?
Yeah,
Island
I was
Records.
supposed to ask you about
Yeah.
Big Shaq.
Yeah.
When he first came out, he was doing a lot of comedy. Then he started doing the rapping things. When he came out with the rapping thing, and he did very well with it.
Yeah.
What was your opinion on it? What do you think about it when he first came out?
My actual opinion.
Yeah.
I liked his comedy stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought when he blew and did what was it? Man's Not
Man's
Hot.
Not Hot, yeah.
I was a bit annoyed because I don't want to hate on him. I like the fact that he's doing well, but I just thought a lot of UK rappers aren't in a position that can do. Like he went to BT and he went to do Cyphers,
Didn't he
Breakfast
almost
Club.
get onto Wireless? Did he get onto Wireless? Almost
Yeah,
got
he
onto
did.
Wireless.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He was on a tour.
He went to Wireless, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's like another thing though. People using their platform to and then transitioning from that because like look at even Catch Me Outside. Girl.
Yeah.
Like she was just.
Wasn't she just doing YouTube?
She was. I don't know what she was doing.
She was on Facebook.
I just saw her on
She was
Dr. Phil,
Facebook,
and then
yeah.
before I know it, she's Bad Baby and is producing songs.
I kind of rate the move though.
Yeah.
Imagine getting from Dr. Phil to where you are now. That is.
And she got a track with DMX in the video.
Exactly.
But like,
And the point I
yeah.
wanted to make with that is that people will take someone that they know that they can get return on investment from and legit say, look, you have no talent.
Yeah.
Come to our label, we'll develop you and make you a talent.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the whole return on investment thing.
But with Big Shaq, I think he's good in what he does. Like, I thought a lot of the art acts that he's associated with, like Stormzy, would be, but they're actually in support of him, so that makes it a bit more.
That's true. Yeah. A lot of
But
people
you,
like him.
but you see, like Man's Not Hot. I think it was just signed as a single. I'm not sure if he was signed as an artist or anything.
No,
like that.
yeah.
But then he made another song called Man Don't Dance after that one.
Yeah, that's when before that he had the remix. They did the man song.
Yeah, with
Crepes,
Chip was in it. I
Crepes
think
and Conan.
Leafy B was in
Yeah.
Crep and Conan.
Yeah.
I think I'm missing somebody else.
Jamie.
What's that
Jamie, yeah.
song? Remember
Oh yeah.
Ghanaian songs.
Oh,
It was in
yeah.
Accra.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, he was on the beach and all sorts.
Yeah,
mate.
man. I heard
It was
about
out,
that stuff.
on the beach. That was a good one. I like him. I think, like you said, when it's something that people make their mind up on, it's fine. But sometimes there's people that are like, nah, like who's this?
Yeah.
Like, but the label pushed that, and they like to force feed.
Yeah.
We call it industry plants. You know what I mean? Industry
Oh,
plants.
and a lot we're
So-
talking about Instagram. A lot of people go viral a lot. Like
Yeah.
you're saying, Big Shaq, what's her name, Bad Baby, whatever her name.
Catch Me Outside, Girl, yeah.
They, of
Daniel
course, the label's
Bradoli.
going to jump on that because it's going to make money. So they jump on stuff like that because it's already happening. Do you know what I mean? They're not really taking a chance
I
on it.
hear that, man. That is definitely.
It
true.
always pop up. Sometimes you get like a Bad Baby, sometimes you get 30, bro.
yeah.
I mean,
There's a question I want to ask you. Yeah? You know that you work in A&R?
Yeah, A&R, yeah.
And also, you know when like if any artist when they make it and they've done well, what would you advice would be to any up and coming artist like how to keep your brand going? Because sometimes artists can make it, they do well, but then after a while it kind of goes left for them in a way. What would you say to keep them more relevant, like in a way?
Well, yeah, I'm a junior at A&R at the moment, but my experience, what I've known from studying the game, like, are you talking about longevity?
Your longevity, yeah.
The more than one album approach.
Yeah. You've got to have something to say.
absolutely.
Otherwise, you're going to run out of substance.
Absolutely.
I don't think Rams has much to say. He made good songs, he makes good songs. But you know, the ones that last, they got something to say
Stormzy,
for a long time.
Dave,
For example, Dave, people like that. AJ Tracy, people like that. They come in the game and
They've got
evolved,
content and things to say, and they never settled. They want to talk about it. I think those are the ones that last the longest.
And another thing is what I'll say as well, that I think with that also, that sometimes with the music, sometimes it might not last forever. Sometimes you have to kind of use other brand, try and branch out into other things as well. Like people like DJ Khaled, for example, he's not just a magician, he does other stuff outside of music. So
He's hardly a musician anymore, man.
Well, you know what it is? It's like, and like, I want to keep on music, but also transition a little bit. It's like, a lot of musicians know that within music, you have a timeline. a very finite amount. It's like with sports.
5-year wave.
It goes shorter every 2 years.
Where you will make your money and that's it.
Yeah.
Same with like boxing or whatever. You got a very finite amount of time you can make your money. So you have to start to diversify early.
Early, yeah.
Because that's not going to be making you the big bucks as time goes on. A lot of people don't own their masters.
No, they don't.
So your time on it is short.
Right.
That's very true.
And then also like a lot of big brands, so say for YouTubers, whatever, they're starting to look at going for smaller YouTubers.
Yeah.
With the massive scandals that have dropped. With like some of the biggest YouTubers, don't need to go into stories, but we all know what they are.
Yeah.
Like, and as a result, it's like when these people who are becoming brands or you got a clothing brand or whatever. Yeah. Even if you make a mistake, you are linked to Konjira.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether you want to split the two, they will link you back to Konjira, and Konjira suffers. Yeah. Regardless of how separate you want to keep
find a way.
They'll find a way in it. So it's like, how can we as people, and obviously you've been in the music game, like how can we ensure that any time there's a mistake, because we all make mistakes as humans and stuff, how do we avoid doing significant long-term damage to what to our brands?
Yeah, I feel like, do you mean for music or
Just
anything?
in general, like, it's all from, because obviously you do music.
I think for music, you've really got to study what you're getting into, like, because there's some artists that have a lot of following, but if they don't know about like publishing deals and they don't know about contracts and about what you said about masters, and there's people like I don't know, let me say Remy Ma, that have all their masters that don't really put out that much music, but they can still make a lot of money because they've got the right deal. They've got a huge amount of their publishing, and they're getting money forever. Like if I made a song ages ago, I can still earn money from it. Do you know what I mean?
It's like Russ as well. You just said Russ.
Yeah, right.
He owns his masters completely, and he's young as well. So
like Jay-Z owns his masters now as well. A lot of artists are buying back their masters. Chris
Kanye doesn't own his masters. Am I right on that?
Kanye,
he doesn't own his masters.
No, he doesn't.
He's fighting for that,
This
right?
year he bidded 9 million for it, and he said no.
Chris Brown.
9 million.
Yeah.
Is he feeling all right?
Like they won't give it back to him because he signed it, and they're like, he's like, I'm not Prince. I'm not gonna write it on my forehead. I want my masters back. Do you know what I mean? So
He sold his masters away.
You don't have to tell us that twice.
Oh, mad.
I think Chris Brown owns his masters now. I think
So does Frank Ocean,
recently got his masters. Recently, Chris Brown.
That sounds right.
Yeah, he left. Oh, that when the story he left Apple's hilarious, man.
fake album. It was like, you'll have this.
Wasn't he just building for like 40 minutes? It was something like mad, and then he released the album.
And Endless.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a good album.
Great title for an album. I've never heard it. I've watched 5 minutes. I was like, that's too much.
It was the like warm up for the real album.
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
He set them up.
Contractual obligation fulfilled. Check. It's like, yo, Apple, let's do that streaming thing.
Yeah, man, the man carry on.
yeah, but you've got to read your contract because there was something about Kanye. I'm not sure if it's true, but it was an article was like, oh, he can't retire now.
Oh, the slave deal.
Something like that. Yeah,
Didn't he say slavery was a choice? So.
Yeah, man. It's a choice. You signed it, man.
So it's karma hitting back.
But the main thing
like
is get a
Kanye,
lawyer.
Start the
to read
movement.
it.
No, here, that's a good idea.
So just get someone that, if legal advice, a music lawyer to read it, review, because don't sign. Because you'll last longer if you've got most of your rights. Oh yeah, 100%. You'll last longer. So
that's your eating ticket in a sense.
That's sort of like what Nadia Rose is going through right now, isn't it? You saw the thing on her IG where she's like vexing over her contract and being stuck with whatever label she's with.
That situation is different because there's a way you can get out of that situation that would protect her and come out with a bit more class.
Right.
And the way she's handled it is not.
I mean, she's half Ghanaian, half Jamaican. I mean, we're mad people. I mean,
I know, but I can't be used as the
problematic
excuse.
genes. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
love how you just like to slide that in every now and again, Jas. Just
I know.
slide it, but keep sliding it.
Look, you're wearing a pink
It's
jumper.
true, but keep sliding it.
Just sliding in. No, but it's the truth though. Like when it comes to getting in those situations, there's a way that you should conduct yourself, but also you need to know
what you
like
did.
We're not privy to what like her contract entails. So like you don't know.
I just don't know
how she can get out of it.
in life, because it's not a news thing. Why don't you read your contract?
Well, a lot of them, that's the thing, when we look at Kanye's contract, that shit was like, it was, you'll do this until infinity. There's so much jargon that you won't know. Just get a good accountant. Get a good accountant, get a good lawyer. I think that's one thing we forgot. Like, besides what you do, get a good team.
Yeah.
Even in my field of clothing, have a good team around me. Have good people that look out for you, that know the etiquette, know what to do. A lot of seniors, 'cause I move with a lot of people that are a bit more older, so they kind of give me some advice or they give me some experience on, don't do that deal, don't do this online. If I do something, they'll say take it down or rework it, because that's valuable. I think you'll see in certain entourages or teams with actors, rappers, business owners, when the entourage, because there's a saying, good, bad character, no, it's good company, or bad company corrupts good character. That's it. That's the one where you should pick wisely who you're with, basically, in a sense. So I think with music, for example, Nadia Rose, or how she's handling it, even we're saying other bigger artists, like not mentioning names, but like they should have like good people always with them to tell them, put the phone down, stop tweeting, stop doing this, stop. You're ruining your career.
Sometimes no response is better than a response.
Yes,
definitely forget that.
Definitely.
Yeah, you could learn from that, R. Kelly.
We spoke on R. Kelly last time, man. Leave it out. Go on.
It's still going though, like, but at the end.
What is your views on like being signed and being an independent artist? What would you say is your? What would you say would be your
whatever
views,
you're legally allowed to say.
Whatever you're allowed to say, like, just let us know. Let everybody know because obviously
I'm A&R, so you think I'd be in favour of signing, but if you think about it, all the people that were independent have some sort of deal somewhere. So like even Stormzy, Stormzy's Atlantic,
Stormzy's Chance has a deal, like everyone.
So I mean, I think it's good to be independent for as long as you can, because when the labels start bidding for you, the number goes up dramatically. So you've got logic. The more you can offer to a label, the more money or advance they'd give you. Do you know what I mean? So independent is good. I just can't think of many. I can't think of more than 10 global acts that are like, I can't imagine Beyonce being independent or someone like that because it's too much to handle. Like all the marketing.
At a certain level, you need like a label.
For that, like on that idea of, because you mentioned in advance, a lot of people don't understand how a record contract works. So break it down for us. So like, say for example, Jas has been signed for a 3 album deal. For 5 million. What does that mean?
It'll be a lot more than that, first of all.
Number one, I get 10%.
Oh, still.
So what would that mean in layman's terms? How does that work?
So it's really like I'll be honest. Like, so say it was 5 million. That's huge, but it was 5 million. Yeah, he gets a 5 million advance, and he'll get, let's say, 20% of every sale. Okay, so every stream equivalent album or every iTunes or CD, he'll get 20%. So every time he gets sales at 20%, until he's made the 5 million back, is when he starts earning money. Yeah. So it's just an advance. So it's like a loan of the 5 million.
Like when you go uni, you get a uni loan, you have to pay it back.
So, but like I think a lower advance is normally better because that's.
I've heard this.
Because you can earn your money. As soon as you've hit your recoup it all, you've just started earning a lot more money. Do you know what I mean?
And with that also, it's less pressure on yourself. Because if you get a £5 million advance, you're going to be under pressure to make sure you can deliver a good album. You don't want that stress on your head, kind of thing.
Yeah. And in terms of like when people tour versus like obviously album sales and single sales, touring and merch, is that where the majority of the money goes to the artists?
Definitely, 100%.
Artists out there, listen up.
That's where you get your money. Like. So there's so many artists that haven't made music in ages but still making so much money. Like Craig David, remember that massive
album?
He was in a TS5, that DJ thing. He was making money. He was still living in Miami. Like he was just from DJing and he hadn't made music for ages. So I think touring is and performing is and you get higher pay for that. So.
And you can get better engagement of that as well.
Yeah.
Do you think there's money in the industry now, or was it more money in the industry before? Years like in the 90s, 2000s?
Like the 2000 CD boom was when it was the highest, like CDs, because you're gonna get a lot more money and a high percentage. But it's getting better now. Like I think it's great as it's been since then. So since the 2000s because of streaming, even though the percentage is quite low, but everyone wants to pay for subscribed music. Yeah. And it fades away if you don't pay. So you have to pay for it the next month. Do you know what I mean? It's not like iTunes where you keep it. And they're actually going to get rid of iTunes soon as well. So
are they?
Yeah, they're going to get rid of iTunes.
Do you believe that though? Because I mean, just questioning. I don't know much about the industry, but you hear a lot of people complaining and boycotting, saying, "I'm not getting paid." As your artist, and you're on big streaming labels. So if it is the biggest it's ever been, how do we see that?
I think it's the biggest it's been in terms of not the artist earning. I think the whole industry earning.
Inflation basically in terms of like everyone, it's saturated.
Yeah, because like the UK music scene in the UK is like it contributes 4.1 billion. But how many artists do you know that has got that much? Like, you know what I mean? So it's not just really the artists. There's lots of labels and the live and all the different sectors.
Do you think that can be worked so that it becomes
more? I think Like I'll honestly say that I think contracts should be more in favour of the artist than it is of the label.
100%
Yeah.
agree with you on
I
that.
don't
100%.
feel like that'll ever happen until there's a
Yeah.
union. Because like we know in
Yes,
sports,
Yeah.
so in basketball, NFL, baseball-ish.
Meh.
Nah, not really. But basketball and NFL have unions, and the NBA union is amazing because
Yeah.
like they're getting overpaid. Let's be honest, they're getting overpaid. Like people get like $230-40 million deals for 5 years. That's a lot of money to be getting over a 5-year span. And it's per game as well. So like I think until there's a
That
union,
can be argued, but go on. That can be argued, but go ahead.
yeah, fair enough.
Because technically, LeBron James has always been underpaid his entire career. But go off.
Yeah, that's true. That's a different
Yeah,
conversation.
man. Max
That's
contract. Be damned.
Oh, and that
like,
contract-
like
okay, right.
underpaid,
I see what you mean.
underpaid.
But
like
he's
his
chosen
overall
to.
value to this.
His
to
value.
exactly.
Undervalue.
Yeah, that's
okay,
fair.
right.
But
Still getting paid nice.
But still, in that regard, it protects the players because like the minimum, the last bargaining agreement they signed got the minimum wage up.
Yeah, it's
so
like
now people are getting
1.5 mil.
Yeah,
something.
1.5 mil for the season is the minimum you can get paid in an NBA season. So
Is that including rookies as well? Like come into the league
rookie
as well?
deals are higher now as well.
Rookie deals are high.
Yeah.
But
Rookie
like
deals are
undrafted people who come in, like
Okay.
1
Yeah.
year minimum.
The veterans
1.5.
minimum went up as well. Like so, that could only happen because there was a players union that was strong enough to go up against the owners,
Exactly.
make all the money.
So, for example, you're basically trying to say if the music industry
There
has
has to be a union.
that thing as well,
Yeah,
then it will help.
then you because right now everyone's an individual.
Yeah.
It's divided.
It's divided. You got different record labels, different thing, and I understand it's very fragmented, so you're kind of hard to get a union together.
Yeah.
But like, it's always strength in numbers.
Absolutely.
So like, if there was a union for artists, you wouldn't have some of these contracts
Of course.
because you'd have like a team of people be designated, probably like an election system. You like get voted in to deal with that.
Yeah.
To lead the labels, to speak to to iTunes, to Spotify's, to what's Jay-Z's one?
Tidal.
Tidal,
Rock Nation,
and every single streaming platform, and make sure they're covered.
I think a lot of artists just see the numbers and just run to
That's
the
the
contract.
issue.
A lot
Money,
of urban
quick
acts do
money,
that.
yeah.
Well, what was the recent mad one? Was it De La Soul with their situation? Where it's-
The splits between
like think about how mad that is. Like a legendary group like them,
all that long. Yeah.
getting screwed over with the way that they did. I mean, it's mad thinking that it goes back to your point. We definitely need like an artist union because you can't have a legendary group like that getting messed over the way that they did. It's just not. It's just
Well,
not.
then another problem is like if you own your masters, there's always this threat of like there's always a life threat. It's not like it's not proven, but it's always ironic how like if someone owns their master, eventually you just see them get attacked.
Yeah.
So like,
Happened to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
He-
we weren't
he-
getting
he-
to the Michael story.
No, but he owned like Beatles catalog. And
Yeah, he
a
did.
lot
And-
of
and
a
the
lot
guy
of
who owns the
catalogs,
catalog-
Most of Sony's catalog.
Most of Sony
and
catalog,
the
yeah.
issues, and if we're gonna touch on it on the music side purely,
Only
like,
music side, music
like
side,
that Neverland Ranch should not be under threat, and it is. So, whatever it is, without getting into the details and going into I don't want to get into all of
We
it.
don't know half of what really is.
We don't know half of it, but
We can guess, but
but my thing is like once you own your masters, like you should be set. Your future generation should be set.
yeah.
But there's always this issue of like what happens afterwards.
Yeah, I think like what you're saying is true because see what's happening with Kanye and things. I mean, you can also it's the labels. You can blame the labels, but it's the lack of knowledge of the artists. And I think sometimes
On both parties,
artists, I think sometimes labels focus on people that don't know what they're signing.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh,
It's a beautiful
absolutely,
tactic.
Yeah, but
Ignorance isn't bliss.
but you've got to know what you're signing and also like know how much value you have. Like,
Absolutely,
I know Kanye like loves himself, but I'm not sure he would have known. I knew think he knew it was going to be big, but I don't think he would ever thought, I'm going to have to buy this back one day. Like I'm going to have to buy all this publishing back one day because my catalogue is actually legendary. Do you know? I've got a legendary
I
music.
think the
He's got some
biggest thing
classics.
because he said he owned it and he sold it. Did he sell his catalogs or did he?
Oh no! So basically, so when he was getting signed, he obviously signed a normal, old school publishing deal. But now he wants all of it. He wants to buy
Man,
all
he's gonna
of
have to
it back.
chuck up like a couple of hundred.
Yeah, he tried to do 9 mil and they said no.
that involves all the biggest labels, like Rockefeller. at one point.
He's gonna have
Def
to.
Jam as well. I think he's still on Def Jam. I think, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
He is.
it's Def Jam,
But
yeah.
he's got his own label.
Yeah,
Good music. Yeah. And their
good music
roster,
on the Def Jam?
their roster's very good as well. They got big artists like
Yeah, Common, Big Sean.
Big Sean and all.
King
of
Push,
them.
come on, don't
Pusha T.
King
How can I forget
That's even
Pusha
the
T?
first thing you mentioned. Lord
He's
Thanos up
the
in
president, isn't he? Push.
Yeah.
Push,
Yeah,
yeah,
Push.
Push.
He's good music at this point.
Shout out Stephen Victor, the manager there. But
But yeah, I think Kanye. I'm not. You might know more, like Elijah and you lot, because what he's doing with like Yeezy and stuff like that, I think that's helped him a bit. Like,
Well, that was the argument because you know, I'm not to go too deep in that whole Kanye debacle, but I think it's also about him moving to LA. There's a personal, not artist but creative kind of contract agreement that if you live in LA in the vicinity, you can actually have 7 years designated to you, and then after that, you're then free to go on a hiatus or retire or whatever. So that's how he's tried to loophole it. But they're arguing saying if music is your main income or if it's other things coinciding as well, like the clothing or whatever, and you have to prove that it's music solely that you're doing and that you're an artist, that you're not a clothing designer, that you're not a shoe designer. So I don't know where it falls. It's a very, I mean, we can
complicated,
go lost in that contract. Yeah, because the word and the jargon, if you read that contract, it's mythical.
That is a lawyer's dream, that contract.
Because they speak that. That's the language.
Yeah,
they don't say, bring me the contract.
It's true.
Yeah. And Kanye probably didn't know what it meant. He's probably just ignorant. It's ignorant, like you said, ignorance is bliss. So.
Exactly.
I think it's more the prayer and your desperation. When you're so eager to make it, like I remember when I was living in Bradford and I had our house contract. Boy, it was like the second place I lived in. They had a contract in plain English. It was good, but the first place it was so complicated. We didn't understand what we didn't really understand what we signed up for. So we all signed individual contracts, but we were all liable for each other. So if one person didn't pay, we were all liable. But no one knew that. So we read it thinking if we've all signed individual contracts, it's all reliable for our own individual cut. Nope. It's all together. Then he was like, subsection 14, he highlighted an email. I was like, you cheeky. That deposit was lost.
That's fair.
But even when you're like online and you see agreements and terms, you just scroll past and go cling. Like no one's gonna read it, but they do that on purpose.
It's true. Anything you sign for, you have to. You don't really check it. You just like, I want to do it quickly.
Like some record contracts are 50 pages of, and it's
you legit have to go through all of it.
And it's on lawyer terms. You know how law is written. Like it's for you to not understand. So, like, I think Remy Ma was saying, I demand it to be written in plain English and make it one page.
Well, Remy Ma will be the one.
Don't mess with Remy Ma.
Are you dumb?
It's his ambiguity in the contract favors the guy who personally wrote it.
Absolutely.
That's what it does. So, but it's been a good conversation on branding. We all flowed. Man, thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate your presence, man.
Beautiful conversation.
Elijah, always come through. Wearing your top as well. Like you're wearing your top as well. And
Yeah.
Jas.
Salmon. What camera's on me? Is this camera on me?
All these cameras are rolling. Keep them on.
But now we appreciate everyone.
It's been a pleasure.
We appreciate everyone coming on, man. Young Marv, bro.
Thank you, man.
See you, man.
Thank you,
Fly
bro.
behind.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll be back with another episode of Under the Arch soon.
Follow us on Instagram at EightSeven.co. Follow Elijah's Instagram.
Thank you. Elijah, that's ELIJAH.
And follow Konjira as well.
EMM95IE.
And the first to 1K will be interesting, man.
I am not winning, and I'm not buying anyone dinner.
Okay.
Oh, let the battle begin, man.
It's a brown eagle.
Oh, God.